Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my Parkitect Sandbox Park. Now in the last episode I started work on this tilt coaster, which you see me riding at the moment, which drops the guests into a volcano. So yeah, that's also what the theme of this area in the park is. It's pretty dark, covered in ash, and there's several lava pools. So in this episode, I actually want to continue working on this area and finish it. So then in the next episode, I can start working on a new themed area of the park. So yeah, as you can see now, here we are at the area which is themed after volcanoes. And it's still a little bit bland in places. For example, over here, this mountain can definitely still use a lot more decoration. The monorail path is also, the monorail layout is also just mostly along the edge of the park, mostly because I just wanted to have it out of the way as I was building it. But for sure, I think we can give this monorail a bit more of an interesting path. So, well, yeah, here we cannot really do much anymore, but over here I will make it turn inwards. Make it go over the path and then connect somewhere over here. And another reason to do that is that it will give me some more space over here to place a new ride. Yeah, I think with another ride this area definitely becomes more complete. Something else which I still want to do is actually change some of the ground textures here. There's actually this lava rock texture. I think it will fit really well around these lava pools. Yeah, that's mostly the stuff that I want to work on in this episode, and after that, yeah, I'll be really excited to move on to a new area. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is move this monorail out of the way a little bit. Alright, I made some of my own supports here, simply using square shapes. I think they don't look half bad. I think they actually look quite a lot like the original ones. So yeah, if you're watching the park, for sure they wouldn't really stand out as being different. So I think it works quite well here. Yeah, mostly to prevent having a big overhang here without any supports. Yeah, this will also allow me to make supports in places where the game normally doesn't draw them. So that's I think that's will actually come in handy quite well. Alright, this will be the new route for the monorail. Now it is quite straight here, but I think this is the best path for the monorail to follow, which, well, at least it does give me quite a lot of space to work with here. So I'll probably remove this pool here, or maybe I'll make a new pool. But first I'm going to see what kind of rides I can actually place here. Alright, even with this extra space, the space that I have here is still quite limited. As most of these thrill rides are quite big. There's unlike a Roller Coaster Tycoon where they're usually all 3x3 or 4x4 tiles. Quite a lot of these are also 5x5 or even larger. Anyway, we can of course still place one of these launched freefall towers. And we could probably even launch this one from a volcano if I make another one here. So I'm just going to check here what's possible, but for sure I think this will be a good location to put one of these launched freefall towers. Alright, I've now placed one of these launched freefall towers here. Now, I quite like the location of the ride here. So I basically just raised the land around the ride, and I also made a cube path around it. And I made a bit of a cutout in the cube path here, just to make it look a little bit more interesting, and also to give the guests a chance to actually look at the ride as they are queuing for it. Alright, it's getting a bit dark here now. What I'm going to do next is adding some trees and probably some more rocks around this new ride, just to finish off this area a little bit more. Alright, with those simple decorations like these trees, some of these dead trees, and even some of this black grass, yeah, it just makes this ride look so much nicer. There's just a few more details that I want to do, but I think this area here around this new ride is almost complete. So I'm just going to add a few more fences here, because I don't really like the way those wooden fences look. Alright. I'd say this area is now mostly done, and that allows me to focus on the rest of this area. Now I kind of want to do it in the same style as this part. So yeah, there's lots of these black trees, dead trees, etc. You know the drill by now. Alright, I think that's this area mostly completed. Now there's one more thing that I want to add. It probably would be fun to actually have a fire effect as the coaster travels through this helix. So I think it would be fun to actually spew out some fire every time that that happens. So I will just add some fire effects and an effect controller, and then I'll link it to one of these track pieces, and then it should happen as I want it to happen. Alright, with that, I think this area is now completed. So yeah, it looks so much nicer with all these decorations here, especially all these trees and the dead trees. And of course the rocks with these gems in them. I think they make this area look really nice. I might also place some of these rocks with gems in this area, but of course with a different color. Actually, since I have some time left, I might actually do it now. And yeah, just to see if it looks nice. Alright, that was just a quick way to add some decoration to this snowy area. But yeah, with that, I think this area is now complete. What I still want to do in this episode is to add some more patrons to the park. And I think I'll just add some more entertainers to this area over here. Alright, I've added 3 robots to this area. Now let's look up the first one and let's give it a new name. So this first one we will name after someone who only recently joined as a patron, Eric Illness. So thanks a lot, Eric, for supporting me on Patreon. It's really appreciated. And as a thanks, you will now have a spot in my park. Alright, here's the second entertainer, and we will name him Christian P. So thanks a lot for supporting me, Christian P. I really appreciate it. And you're now wandering my park. Alright, and finally here we have the last entertainer for this episode. And this one we will name Dan Ricardo. So thanks a lot, Dan Ricardo, and you will now be forever wandering my Parkitect Sandbox Park. Alright, with that we have reached the conclusion of this episode. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a like. It will just take 2 seconds and you will make me very happy. Of course, if you want to see more videos like this, you can always subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I think to conclude this episode, it will be nice to actually take a ride on the launched freefall. Alright, hope you enjoyed watching me build, and I'll see you again in the next video. See you later.